Mental health is an incredibly important topic, but it can be really difficult to talk about with people in your life, friends, and family. Three Rivers Behavioral Health is a place that can help educate you and your family and get you to a much healthier, productive state of life. I am joined with Shannon Marcus, the CEO now. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
We're excited.
So give us a little bit of background. What is Three Rivers Behavioral Health? What do you guys do?
Well, Three Rivers Behavioral Health has been in the Columbia area for over 30 years. We provide inpatient services for adults and adolescents, ages 11 and up. And we also have a full array of outpatient services. These are day programs, partial hospitalization programs where patients come during the day, but they're able to go home in the evening. And we have outpatient programs for general adult psych. We also have a specific trauma-focused partial program for our first responders and military. And then we have a chemical dependency outpatient program, and we're very excited because we just opened an adolescent outpatient program as well.
To parents who may be watching this, how do you navigate that conversation with a teen or anyone who, a child who may be experiencing mental health problems? What is that first step? Do you have any tips for parents to kind of notice those signs and maybe start that conversation? It's a tough conversation.
It is, and behavioral health and mental health, it sounds so dark and it sounds so scary, and it can be, but I think the most important thing is to normalize those conversations. A lot of times, I know for my own kids, they are teenagers, and so it's very much closed-ended conversations. So I've learned to have to be creative and say, so tell me what happened at school today instead of did you have a good day?
Right.
But know your kids, know their routines. Watch out for signs that those routines are changing. Keep track of, especially during the summer months, during the school year, kids are always in front of adults. They're going to school, they're in front of their adults, their teachers, their coaches. And during the summers, they're not so much. But we know that behavioral health problems don't go away just because it's the summer. So we want to make sure that we're aware of our kids' social media times. How much screen time is my child getting? How much time are they in their room? Try to be creative. One thing I do with my own kids is, because everyone has different schedules when you get in those teenage years, so we try to have breakfast once a week. But the biggest thing is to normalize those conversations and to also remember we're our biggest kids' role models. So we have to also to make sure that we're taking care of our own mental health, that we're watching our own screen time.
Yeah.
Make sure that your kids aren't isolating, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic advice. Thank you for sharing that. You touched on this a little bit, but I want to go back on it. Social media. We're in the digital age right now.
Yes.
Our phones are by our sides, our laptops, our iPads,
Yes.
especially as we're getting older. COVID, I think, even doubled down on that. What have you noticed social media's impact on mental health?
So, social media, it used to be when I was in school that I went home and home was my safe place. If I wasn't, I could be away from school, I could be away from maybe those people that were providing some of the stress that I may have been impacted by. Our kids don't get a break, they don't get a reprieve. So they're always surrounded by their phones, by the social media. It's very important as a parent to set limits, to make sure that you're aware of who your friends are connecting with on social media. I wasn't aware of how often my kids were on social media because of the video games they were playing.
Right.
I had forgotten, oh goodness, they can connect via the video games. So all those little things and all of those screen times add up. So be aware of the platforms that your kids are using. There's all kinds of parental applications now to make sure that they can help you.
Yeah.
Advocate for your kids and watch out, but know who your kids are connecting with and know how often they're connecting and looking at that screen time.
It's incredibly valuable advice. And even for parents watching your own screen time.
Yes.
You don't realize how much
Yes.
you're on your phone.
Yes.
I don't realize how much I'm on my phone. It's
Yeah.
constant. Let's talk about the new program that you guys have. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we are very excited to launch this. We've been providing behavioral health services for adolescents for the 30 plus years that we've been around. But this is our outpatient program is something new. One of the things that we saw is that traditionally in our programs, our adolescent programs, volume falls a little bit during the summer months, and a big part of that is because kids aren't around a lot of adults. So we wanted to give parents a resource. We know that behavioral health affects everybody, all realms of life, all demographics, it hits us all. And so the outpatient program really is for everybody. It's for those kids that may not need that intensive inpatient level of care.
Right.
And it can also be a nice aftercare for a patient or a child that has experienced an inpatient stay, and it gives them a chance to be able to continue on with some of the providers that they know and a day program so that they're in counseling all day with also their peers too.
Yeah, getting to make that transition a little bit easier.
Exactly.
What is one thing you want to make sure that people know about this program?
That it's for everybody. Mental health touches each and every one of us, and this program truly is for everybody, and it's individualized too.
Yeah, so regardless of what your child may be dealing with, there are options.
Definitely.
Are you guys currently accepting new patients? And if so, where can people reach out, get more information on that?
Sure. So yes, we are always accepting new patients, and we provide free assessments 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People can walk in and have that free assessment at any time, and they can also call our facility. They can connect with our website as well and contact our facility and make an appointment.
Awesome. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for being here and sharing all of this valuable information with us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And guys, all of this information is going to be up on our website. We'll be right back.